Right now, a piece of legislation known as the Parents' Bill of Rights is heading to the state Senate. What it would allow parents to do and why some find it controversial.
Plus, Amazon making some changes to how law enforcement can get their hands on doorbell camera video, what it means for our local departments.
And later, Madison Metro sharing alternate ways to get around the city other than taking the bus. This as the system continues to change. Welcome to News 3 Now. A legislative proposal being dubbed the Parental Bill of Rights would allow parents to opt their children out of what they believe to be controversial school lessons.
Our Maddie Heinz spoke with school policy experts to learn more.
The bill, which passed in the assembly by pure party lines, would empower parents to sue their child's school district for up to $10,000. These lawsuits could result from teaching, quote, controversial subjects without parent approval, defined in the proposal as involving gender identity, sexual orientation, racial identity, or institutional racism. John McCrae-Jones, a policy analyst for the American Civil Liberties Union, told me he worries that calling these topics controversial could create further division.
Anytime that we deem the stories of people of color and queer people as explicit or not fit for children to consume, we further exclude them from society. And that's where the danger comes in.
Other rights listed include the parental right to decide the name and pronouns a child would be called in school. Assembly Republicans unanimously voted in support of the bill. Its author, Representative Robert Whitkey of Racine, said it was written to support parents who feel they're being ignored by schools when expressing concern for their children. If the bill makes it through the Senate, Governor Evers will likely veto it, as he did a similar one back in 2022. Reporting in Madison, I'm Maddie Heinz, News 3 Now.
Well, temperatures continue to warm up. Let's check your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, a lot of it depended on sunshine today, and areas west of Madison were certainly warmer than they were east of town. But we didn't have as much fog, at least in Madison, during the day as we did yesterday. Most of that stayed to the south and east of town. The time-lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam looking out toward the east showed some clouds off on the eastern horizon. They kind of came toward Madison, and then they kind of went back toward the east. And then high, thin clouds started to come in from the west, and those will cloud up our sky overnight. Fog right now, really not much of a problem across most of southern Wisconsin, except areas closer to Lake Michigan, quarter-mile visibility in Kenosha, three-quarters of a mile visibility in Milwaukee. Some of that fog may spread inland, but I think it'll be more patchy than it was last night. Low temperatures were kind of chilly. 21 here in Madison. Most areas were in the 20s. It was actually warmer to the east where there was some fog to keep temperatures up. Current temperatures are in the 30s from Madison on toward the east, but to the west of town, temperatures are still in the 40s. La Crosse and Boscobel were in the 50s today. Right now, it's 40 degrees in Middleton, but 37 degrees in Madison, 39 degrees in Edgerton, and 37 degrees in Perry. Otherwise, look for skies to become mostly cloudy this evening. Temperatures dropping to around 33 by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at our prospects for setting some records over the next couple of days because of the mild temperatures.
A Dane County judge is refusing to lower the bond of one of two men accused in a deadly shooting outside an apartment complex on Madison's east side. Mark Parks Jr. is facing several charges, including first-degree intentional homicide, as a party to a crime in the shooting death of Devin Grant. Parks asked the court to reduce his cash bond from $1 million to $10,000 with the GPS monitoring. He is next scheduled to appear in court later this month on February 20th for a preliminary hearing.
Meanwhile, Madison police say they arrested a man over the weekend after he beat an elderly man. 36-year-old Joshua Burkon faces charges of battery to an elderly person and resisting arrest. Today in court, not guilty pleas were entered. A cash bond of $500 was also set. Now, officers were called to Wisconsin Avenue near the intersection with West Mifflin about 9:15 Saturday morning for a reported battery. A man told police he was walking to a pharmacy when a stranger started hitting and kicking him. That stranger then ran off. After a witness intervened, police found Burkon in the 2800 block of East Washington Avenue at the Madison East Shopping Center. Police said he refused to talk to officers and tried to fight when they took him into custody. A competency hearing is scheduled for March 4th.
Monroe police have identified a woman who died last week after getting hit by a truck in a parking lot. 28-year-old Carmen Hale of Monroe was walking in an employee parking lot just after 3 p.m. on Friday. That's when a 27-year-old Argyle man backed a truck up and hit hail. The man was part of a utility crew doing work at the business. He is cooperating with the investigation, and so far no charges have been filed, and police did not indicate that any arrests have been made.
Now to an update on a deadly hit-and-run crash in the Beltline from last month. According to witness statements, the woman killed in that crash was in the middle lane of the Beltline on foot when she was hit. The statements were part of a criminal complaint filed against Jules Tugnataman, the man charged in that hit and run. The complaint states police were called after a report of a woman walking down the middle of the Beltline in the dark being hit by a car. An arrest warrant was then issued for Tugnataman on January 30th. Madison police say he turned himself in about 10 p.m. on February 2nd. Tugnataman was released after signing a $10,000 cash bond yesterday.
Amazon's Ring will no longer let police and other government agencies request doorbell camera footage from within the company's Neighbors app.
I know its privacy advocates call this a long-awaited victory for civil liberties and privacy. Our Catherine Merck shows us how the Dane County Sheriff's Office won't have to be saved by the bell.
Ring cameras show us our community as seen from the front door. And when a crime happens, they can be a big gateway in solving it.
They've been used in so many investigations to identify people. It's really been a huge help.
Public safety agencies can no longer directly request video from users through Ring's Neighbors app. The update is the latest restriction Ring has made following privacy concerns about the company's relationship with police departments across the country.
They're just changing part of their process.
While that might raise some alarm, a spokesperson with the Dane County Sheriff's Office says the door isn't entirely closed on their ability to use the footage.
We've maybe used this option once or twice since Ring has made it available. So we prefer to go door to door and canvass a neighborhood if we're doing an investigation and look for video that way. So this isn't really going to change how we do business.
Law enforcement agencies can still get access to Ring camera video if they have a search warrant, and the company is allowed to be able to get access to the video without user consent in certain circumstances. Reporting in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
A teenager is pleading no contest to charges that he triggered a bonfire explosion that injured more than a dozen people. On October 14th, 2022, Sam Armstrong was attending a bonfire in the Pulaski area when he threw a barrel containing a mix of gasoline and diesel into the fire. That sparked an explosion that burned at least 17 people. Armstrong told police he had been drinking beer and didn't know his actions would cause an explosion and injure anyone. A judge set his sentencing for April 11th. If you are someone who uses Metro Transit, then listen up. The system is set to hold a series of information sessions for you to learn about transit options other than the bus.
And our Kyle Pozorski shares what you need to know.
Over the next several months, Madison residents will be able to take part in info sessions to learn about alternate ways to get around the city other than taking the bus.
A lot of new things that happen that people are just have questions about.
Mick Roosh of Metro Transit says with the many changes to the system that have already begun and more to be implemented, it's time to update people on what their options are.
Sometimes it's easier to ask questions to somebody in person than it is to call on the phone. You really don't know who you're talking to. And it's just kind of easier to have a face in the conversation. And you can get some real in-depth training in person, as opposed to maybe it's not as easy to do over the phone.
Those options other than taking the bus include everything from B-cycles to Metro's paratransit program, which gives individuals with disabilities who can't use a bus a rideshare option. Roosh says with so many options for transportation across the city, it's important for people to stay informed by attending the sessions.
Basically, they'll just be there to answer questions and be a friendly face to just tell more about Metro. Calm nerves and just answer questions and just provide the opportunity of back and forth that, just might not feel like you have over the phone.
Metro Transit will be holding 5 of these information sessions over the next several months. The first will take place this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Reporting Madison, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
And each opportunity will take place at several of Madison's public libraries. To find detailed information about where to attend, visit the Madison Public Library's website and search Metro Transit Info Sessions.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 6, Medicare is discussing drug prices with some of the biggest companies.
Plus, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announcing a large recall for Honda vehicles. Which models are being impacted? That's just ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
My name is Adrienne, and I was hurt in a car accident. What Gruber Law Office has done for me was made me feel safe. It didn't cost me anything, just one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all. Don't delay. The Brothers Maine President's Day sale is happening now. Save store-wide on top brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Amana. We have the area's largest selection and lowest prices guaranteed. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Do you feel stuck in a cold and drafty home? Well, there's a better solution than just turning up the heat. Because heating your home is by far the most expensive part of your energy bills. At USA Insulation, we fix cold homes. Most houses are built with builder's grade insulation. So when we fill your walls with our high efficiency foam, your house stays warm without turning up the heat, which saves you a lot of money. And right now, we can insulate your home for as little as $99 per month.
USA Insulation. They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
Try it for only $14.95 this Valentine's Day. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Your logo can identify your company, inspire your customers, and energize your team. We're 4imprint, and we can help your logo create moments that matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Some adults as young as 50 could soon be eligible to receive the RSV vaccine Arexvy. The FDA is considering an extension on its approval of that drug. If the extension is approved, Arexvy would be available for adults ages 50 to 59 who are at increased risk due to underlying medical conditions. Last year, the FDA approved Arexvy and another RSV vaccine, Pfizer's Abrysvo, for adults ages 60 and older. RSV is a highly contagious virus that causes flu-like illnesses in people of all ages. A decision is expected by June 7th, ahead of the next RSV season. Medicare has started its first ever negotiations with drug makers over the cost of 10 expensive medications. This after Senator Bernie Sanders issued a report highlighting the cost of drugs that are more expensive in the U.S. than in other countries. Among them was a blood thinner that reduces the risk of stroke. In the U.S., it cost more than $7,000, but in Japan, Canada, Germany, and the U.K., it is under $1,000. Drug companies have argued the negotiations could slow down their research and development, leading to fewer new medications coming to market.
More than 750,000 Hondas and Acuras are being recalled due to airbag-related issues. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the front passenger seat weight sensor on these vehicles can short circuit and make the airbag deploy unintentionally. The recall affects 16 Hondas and Acuras. Models from 20 to 22 model year includes Honda Pilots, Accords, Passports, and CR-Vs. Honda says there haven't been any reports of any injuries or deaths related to this malfunction. Many Americans appear to be overextending themselves financially. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, credit card and auto loan delinquencies have reached the highest levels in more than a decade now. In general, U.S. household debt hit a staggering new high of $17.5 trillion. Rising consumer debt levels can be expected after the holiday season, but the New York Fed is keeping a closer eye on the extent that Americans are overextending. When we come back, the Brewers reveal the schedule for their theme nights this upcoming season.
Plus, maple syrup producers are making some difficult decisions as the unseasonably warm weather continues.
Well, we may see some rain later this week, but it will be unseasonably mild. Gary's complete forecast after the break.
Morning, Abe. Sleep well? That was perhaps the best night's sleep of my life. Where did you score that comfortable mattress? Just bought it from Steinhafels. We love ours, too.
It's the President's Day mattress sale at Steinhafels. We have all the best brands at the best prices. Plus, save up to $1,000 on adjustable base sets and take advantage of Steinhafels' 60-month financing.
Slight change in plans. I will be staying through the weekend.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's big pet care sale is going on now, and that means huge savings on the food, treats, and supplies you need to help keep your pets happy and healthy. Right now, get a free $15 gift card when you buy select Hill's Science Diet dog or cat food. Save $5 on assorted Taste of the Wild dog food. Select Rachel Ray Nutrish dog food, also $5 off. Plus, 40-pound bags of black oil sunflower seed, just $17.99.
RSV can seriously impact breathing, even for the best performer. Protect yourself with Pfizer's Abrysvo, a vaccine to prevent lower respiratory disease from RSV in people 60 years and older. It's not for everyone and may not protect all who receive it. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had an allergic reaction to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may decrease your response. Most common side effects are tiredness, headache, injection site pain, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Abrysvo today.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
In the 608 right now, the Milton Food Pantry is seeing a growing need of helping local families. The pantry collects food and school supplies and distributes them to families in need in the Milton School District. They're now serving around 100 families, which is up more than 50% from just 2 years ago when they were helping between 40 and 50 families every month. Volunteers say the community continues to step up to help the cause, especially since the pantry is solely funded by donations from businesses and individuals.
We have a wonderful core group of volunteers, about 20 that keep this place going. And then we have a community that just supports us so unbelievably.
If you would like to donate to the Milton Food Pantry, they take physical donations, but also monetary donations, including a link to a PayPal account on their Facebook page. For more information on how to help, just visit this story at channel3000.com.
With the warmer temperatures coming at an unfamiliar time, many maple syrup producers across Wisconsin are beginning to tap earlier than expected. Up north in Taylor County, Scott Cohn owns Cohn's Dairy and Sugar Shack. He says he's been forced to tap half of his 5,000 trees. The hope is that meeting halfway can serve as an act of caution.
If I can get part of them tapped in, I can get the lines flushed, I can get leaks fixed, get my vacuum levels up where I want them. If we get some sap to cook this week, would be a great bonus. If we don't, I'm going to have half my taps ready to go.
However, that maneuver doesn't come without some risk, since the trees will start to heal themselves once you drill a hole in them. Well, we could be seeing some record highs over the next few days. Gary joins us now with his complete forecast. Gary.
As well as some record overnight low temperatures, too, for being so warm. And that will be the case over the next 3 days. Fog last night and this morning was kind of a problem, especially south and east of Madison. Right now, some pretty dense fog close to Lake Michigan. Milwaukee down to a half-mile visibility. Kenosha's at a quarter-mile visibility. But inland, most areas are pretty good. Now, we'll see some patchy fog overnight, but it shouldn't be as widespread as what we saw last night. Doppler track shows some rain showers up in the northern portion of the state, a little bit of snow up in upper Michigan, but when you're seeing rain on the radar in the early part of February, you know something's up. And 3 things you need to know. We're looking at those new record temperatures for the next 3 days. Some showers Thursday and Thursday night, but could even see a spring-like thunderstorm on Thursday afternoon as well. And then it turns cooler, not as mild this weekend through all of next week. By the end of next week, temperatures will be back down to where they should be. But as far as the weather records are concerned, you can see the record warm low temperature, the record high temperature for tomorrow, certainly within reach. Those are our forecast temperatures. Same thing for Thursday. The records are a little higher, but so are our temperatures, expecting a high of 54 on Thursday. And even on Friday, we could be flirting with record warm low temperatures and record high temperatures as well. Future track beginning at 7 a.m. on Thursday shows some showers moving in from the west. We'll see one band come through around noontime, and then a second band in the late afternoon could bring a couple of thunderstorms with it as that heads to the north and east. Thursday night, even the possibility for a couple of showers, but Friday now looks like it'll be dry. And as far as future track precipitation is concerned, well, for some reason it didn't update, but we are looking at about a quarter to a half inch of rain through much of Wisconsin. High temperatures today, 39 in Green Bay, 42 Milwaukee, 41 in Madison, but out to the west, there was more sunshine. La Crosse hit 54. Temperatures, again, mid to upper 50s across Iowa, just like yesterday, and into southern Minnesota, where there's very little or no snow cover on the ground. Temperatures are in the 60s over southwestern Kansas. But take a look at this map. I mean, these temperatures would be more like you would expect mid to late March, and we're still in the first part of February. The jet stream has flattened out. It's from west to east, or actually from southwest to northeast out to our west. This is bringing a mild Pacific air off that big storm system that's been pounding California and the mountains over the last couple of days. But that moisture pretty much gets wrung out over the Rocky Mountains. So you get heavy snows, rains in the lower elevations, but not a lot of that moisture makes it into the Midwest. Eventually, as the system shifts off to the east, it will start to pick up some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what will bring us our chance for rain on Thursday into Thursday night. Planning your night, look for temperatures to hold nearly steady, right in the lower 30s overnight, probably just above freezing, so I don't think we'll have a problem with freezing fog, and the fog itself will be pretty patchy. Notice visibility at 7 a.m., 5.5 miles in Madison. You don't see any really dense fog, so that's some good news there. But as far as planning your night across Dane County, look for a low of 33 in Verona, 33 in Windsor, and 31 in Waterloo. Rest of southern Wisconsin, low 32 in Lone Rock, 34 in Baraboo, and 34 in Camp Douglas. For tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies. It would be very mild. High temperature of 48, just 2 degrees shy of the record high of 50 set back in 1987. And the rain from Thursday into Thursday night, about a quarter to half inch, unless you get caught underneath one of these heavier thunderstorms, maybe an additional quarter to half inch on top of that, but it's hard to tell exactly where those storms are going to track this far out. Otherwise, the first warn 7 to 10 day forecast, mid-50s Thursday, upper 40s Friday, then we drop into the upper 30s for Saturday, mid-30s for Sunday. Still above normal, just not as mild. You can see those temperatures trending a little colder toward the end of next week, but it looks like it'll be dry for the entire week, including Valentine's Day.
Milwaukee Brewers fans, get your calendars out. The team has released this year's schedule for theme and community nights. This season, there will be 13 days offering a variety of special experiences and unique promotional items at American Family Field. Among the highlighted events are Happy Days theme night on May 31st. Fans attending that game will get Bronze Fonz bobblehead. Meanwhile, August 16th will be Harry Potter night with a giveaway of Hogwarts-themed jerseys. For more themed nights, head to the Brewers website, and tickets for theme and community nights are on sale right now.
And coming up in sports, the Badgers keeping an eye on the Big Ten standings. Why they say they know where they're at, but they're not too focused on them right now. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is the house that angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community. Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living. Built with the help of angels.
News 3 Now and Vortex presents Spirit of Service, honoring those who've made a real difference in our community.
Do you know a veteran whose actions have been a positive force in the area? If so, nominate them for the Spirit of Service Award.
Log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran, and tell us why they're a pillar in our community. A winner will be selected on March 11th.
Help us celebrate our hometown heroes.
The Spirit of Service Award, presented by Vortex.
Welcome to Badgerscape Design and Landscape. We offer a full range of landscaping services, from design to maintenance. Our professional team is dedicated to meeting all your landscaping needs. Call us at 608-295-1446 or visit BadgerScapeDesignAndLandscape.com.
Hurry into Menards and stack up great savings on fiberglass insulation from Knauf. Did you know the attic is a home's #1 source of heat loss? Adding fiberglass insulation to your attic is an effective way to keep warm air in and cool air out. Plus, you can stack up more savings with additional federal tax credits on qualifying energy-efficient upgrades. Stop into Menards and check out all the ways for insulating your home and save today.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Gary Canolti, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Experience the Rhine River September 9th through the 20th. We'll cruise the scenic Rhine aboard a luxurious Amadeus cruise ship. Explore the splendors of Switzerland, Germany, France, and Amsterdam as we make our way down this spellbinding river. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Wisco Home Goods welcomes you to fall in love this Valentine's Day. Find the perfect gift for your spouse, doll pals, or amazing mothers. Give the gift of handsomely scented soy candles, locally crafted and made with pride.
With 4 series left in the regular season, the Wisconsin men's hockey team is sitting in second place in the Big Ten standings, 5 points behind Michigan State, making that final series a massive one when the Spartans come to town. But that's in March. There's still work to be done before then, starting this week with Notre Dame. And while it's fun to peek at where they're sitting in the standings, they don't drive the Badgers.
Obviously, we want to win the regular season of the Big Ten, but that doesn't change how we're going to play. We want to win every game, so it's just something we can look at once in a while, but nothing too crazy to focus on.
The standings will be with what they are. We want to have that last weekend make a difference. Hopefully it's for a championship. I'm going to guarantee you it's going to be for playoff seeding. That'll get here soon enough. We've got to crush our Tuesday.
Staying on the ice, Kyle McClellan has been named the Big Ten's second star of the week for his performance between the pipes against Minnesota. The Badger netminder recorded a season-high 42 saves in UW's shootout win over the Gophers. The star is his 4th of the season. Sunday is a big one for the Wisconsin wrestling team. Chris Bono and the Badgers will honor 6 seniors before their match against the Illini. And Senior Day always comes with emotion, something that their head coach wants his seniors to have during that moment before the duel and their moment on the mat for the final time at the Fieldhouse.
We celebrate them before the match. Be in the moment. Enjoy it. Don't even think about wrestling. But then as soon as we get back in that tunnel, you got to flip the switch, and it's got to be all about those 7 minutes you're going to go put on the mat. And then when that's over, you can flip the switch and go take the pictures and just be in the moment. This is the last time in the Fieldhouse, but it's not the last time you put that W on your chest. So don't get too wrapped up in it, but enjoy it when the moment comes.
And just a reminder to tune into this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Connor Esigian stopped by Buck and Honey's in Waunakee to look back at a tough week for the Badgers. And he did rate some AJ Store dunks. Show airs at 6:30 on Friday right here on News 3 Now. And there were a couple good dunks. AJ Store.
He can dunk a little bit.
He floats in the air.
Yeah, he can do that.
Just like me.
No, not so much. Gary's back, final check of the
We don't have video of that. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Skies are partly cloudy here, although some high, thin clouds moving in overhead. Fog, only a problem close to Lake Michigan. We'll have to see if that spreads inland, but right now things are okay. Current temperatures, 30s from Madison to the south and east, 40s north and west, still pretty mild there. 41 in Sauk City, 36 in Stoughton, and 36 in Deerfield.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.